All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for today's webinar. I am Francisca Gomez from UltraHack, and I'm excited to welcome you to our session. Today, we will introduce WEkEO and its role in climate data, along with the upcoming hackathon's objective and next steps. We will also have a couple Q&A sessions, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat or just raise your hands and open your mic and camera. We will cover them in the appropriate times. Before we dive into today's topics, let me quickly walk you through the agenda. We will start with a brief welcome and introduction to set the stage for what WEkEO offers and the potential of climate data. Next, Christian Florindo from Lobelia Hurt will give us an in-depth look at WEkEO's role in climate data. This segment will include a Q&A where you can ask any questions about the platform or climate data in general. Finally, we will cover the next steps for the hackathon, everything you need to know about the registration, matchmaking, and preparing your submissions. After this segment, we will have another Q&A, so please save any questions you have about the hackathon process until then. Here to welcome you, we have Marin. Marin, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I'm Marine from the WEkEO team. We wanted to thank you all for joining this hackathon kickoff webinar. We're really grateful to have all of you come together to tackle the pressing issue of climate change. We're looking forward to seeing how you plan to use the WEkEO data and how your ideas will help address environmental challenges and make a real difference in the future. I hope you get all the information you need ahead of the hackathon after today. We're also organizing another session next week where you'll learn about WEkEO's computational resources. You'll also hear from last year's hackathon winner about the progress they've made on their projects since then, as well as some very useful tips for you for this year's hackathon. So you don't want to miss this one either. Thank you again and have a great time today.
Thank you, Marin. To start, let's dive into what WEkEO is and why it's such a valuable resource. And with this, I will invite Christian Florindo from Lobelia Hurt, one of WEkEO's partners, to give you further insight. Christian, welcome to the stage, and thank you for, in advance, for diving into WEkEO and what it has to offer to our participants and users.
Thank you very much, Francisca. Hello, everyone. My name is Christian, and currently my current role, I'm the WEkEO data portfolio manager. So my role is a little bit to keep track of the changes that are happening in the data offer, making sure that everything is up and running, and sort of communicating with the different service providers as well to keep up to date to what's the future plans and so on with the platform. So my goal in this presentation was to give you an overview of the platform, what it really is, how it works, how you can sign up, how can you explore the data, etc. So hopefully in the next few minutes, I can give you a few highlights of the platform. So all in all, WEkEO is what we call DIAS, which is a data and information access service. That basically means that WEkEO is a platform where you can find integrated a whole lot of data sets, a lot of data from climate models, large observing systems, satellites, in situ observations, reanalysis, all types of data related to climate, all integrated in one single platform where you can explore it, where you can download it, where you can access it directly from the source. It is not a copy of the data. It accesses directly the data from the source. So WEkEO is the reference service for the EU Copernicus, which is this consortium, this initiative linked also to the Sentinel missions to provide the right products and observations for all types of services, whether it's marine, land, atmosphere, climate change, and also emergency monitoring and so on. So this platform has three main key features that is worth mentioning. On the one hand is harmonized data access at your fingerprints. That means that you can access all types of data in a very similar way and always in the same way from the same platform. And we're talking about hundreds of data sets and even more variables. It's also cloud infrastructure with virtual environment and tools that you can access, like Jupyter notebooks, to explore the data, to understand how the platform works. And also it has constant user support to guide you through your work with WEkEO if you have any issues, if you have any questions, and so on. And WEkEO is, as we were saying, ideas for the Copernicus services and Sentinel. And these are the five main Copernicus services: monitoring services, Copernicus Marine Service, climate change, atmosphere monitoring, and emergency monitoring. Also, you will find data with different types of processing from the Sentinel missions and other contributing missions. We will see a little bit more about this in a bit. Now, if you want to, possibly you already know, possibly you have already explored WEkEO, just in case, this is the web address where you can access WEkEO, which is a web platform, and this will be your welcome page. And then if you want to register to get the full accessibility and the full access to the platform, is really easy. You just have to click. Oops, it's not showing here. I'll draw it instead. So you just have to click here. Hopefully you're seeing my drawing. Here is where you can sign in, or first register and then sign in to the platform. And that will allow you to get full access to downloading the data. You can still explore the platform. You can still explore the data without signing up. But by doing that, you can actually save your favorite data sets, select data, and download the data, as we will see in a second. Once you click on registering, hopefully, once you click on registering, you just have to put your email, your username, and just a few more fields. And it's very simple to just fill this information and register. Trying to delete that box. Okay, got it. Hopefully that's it. Thank you. Okay, so registering is really easy, and then you can sign up. Next, what we can do, what I always do as a user as well, because I'm also a user of WEkEO, is accessing the data. And if you click on that menu on data, you will have immediately access to the data viewer. And here is a snapshot of how that data viewer would look like. You can see a world map, you can navigate through the world map, you can zoom in or zoom out, and you can select different data. In this case, you can see the icon of the eye. Those are the two data sets that I have activated, which is the NDVI for land, but also the seawater salinity. And you can see those data sets at the same time. If you want to include any layers that you want to explore, you can click at the plus button on top of the data sets where you see layers. And then once you click on that, you will access a menu where you can have a view at all the data sets that are available in WEkEO at the time. So as of today, you can see there are more than 400 data sets, in fact, 435, and each data set can have one or more variables. It is worth noting that not all the data sets are viewable on the platform, and you can filter to find only those that are viewable. But even if they are not viewable, you can select data and you can download it. And just so you know, WEkEO is constantly working on making, well, in collaboration with the different service providers and trying to make as many data sets viewable as possible. And if you continue to use WEkEO, you will realize that more and more through time, more data sets will become viewable in the data viewer. Once you access the catalog, you will see an image like the one on the left, where you can have on the left column, you can use many different types of filtering to explore the catalog. I mean, there are so many data sets that sometimes it's difficult, to find what you really need. So this filtering in the left is really helpful for you to find what it is more suitable. Once you find a data set that you think it might be of your interest, you can either select the details to find out more information about them, see what information they have, and so on. Or you can click on the use dataset, and that will give you a menu to select which variable you want to show on the map, and that immediately will put it on the map. On the right, you can see the different types of filtering that you can select, whether it's the Copernicus service that they are servicing, or the different platform or missions that are collecting those data, even the sensor of the satellite, the area, whether it's a global data set, a European one, or one specific area in particular. In the tags, you can find many of the different variables or keywords that might help you find the data sets that are suitable for you. As a user, what I find most useful is, depending on what I want the data for, I filter usually by the Copernicus service because they are very separated and segregated for the type of purpose that they are servicing. But I recommend you to go and explore and try to find data sets that might be more suitable for you. This is an example of sea surface velocity, where you can see the currents that I selected. One interesting thing at the bottom right that you can see is that there are different tools. You can locate a particular coordinate. You can measure distances. You can select the area of interest, like a box of the data that you're interested in. And this is also very interesting or very useful when you want to download data. You possibly don't want to download the full time series that's going to be huge. So possibly you want to select an area of interest, and you can also select the time period that you want to download. At the bottom right, you can see that some of the data sets, for instance, the marine ones, you can select the vertical layer that you're looking. In this case, it would be depth of the ocean. And at the bottom, you can see a bar of the time span of the data set, and you can move up and down that bar to view the data for a specific date that is covered by that data set. And then on the left, what you can see that arrow that is selected in brown, that is for downloading the data. And there you can either import or copy the coordinates from the area of interest of your map, or you can select specific coordinates that you want to select for the downloading the data. You can choose the variables, the depth, the time, etc. And then you can immediately click on download. That will prepare a job that can take a couple of minutes. And then on jobs at the right tab, you will find that job prepared, and then you can download it directly. For downloading data, you need to be registered and signed up. Other functionalities that you can find in WEkEO are the Jupyter Lab, which is a series of Jupyter notebooks that will help you understand how to work with WEkEO, how to download data, how to use different APIs, how to interact with it. And it's really helpful for both things, for exploring the data and also to train on how to use it. To access those, you can click on computing, and that will bring you to a menu where you can select the different Jupyter notebooks that you can find. And these are only some of the examples. Again, you can filter by domain or Copernicus service, platform, but you will find tens, like more than 50 different types of Jupyter notebooks covering many different aspects. So another recommendation is that you go explore this menu, try to find the Jupyter notebook that could be more appropriate for you, and see whether there's something that is applicable to you, and you can start exploring the platform and getting your hands on the WEkEO. Finally, other interesting aspects that you can look at is the use cases, where you can find out, read about real use cases of different institutions and research centers that have developed many types of things, or they have used WEkEO for many different things, from different operational systems and monitoring, research, etc. So also, I would recommend you that you go under use cases, and then here you will find a list of many different use cases from, for instance, monitoring air quality in Madrid, widespread use of satellite, and in situ ocean data. There's many aspects from forest monitoring, marine data access, reef monitoring, um, environmental impact, flooding, etc. So there's many different aspects that you might feel they are related perhaps to your projects that you're going to be working on, and maybe can serve for inspiration, but definitely they will give you a good overview of some of the data sets that are available on WEkEO and how they can bring together all the different Copernicus surveys for different purposes that have been applied in real life. So I think this is a bit of an overview. I hope I gave you enough information for you to understand a little bit about the platform. And well, I'm happy to take any questions that I can answer on WEkEO, on the platform, perhaps on the data. So yeah, hopefully I can reply to or can solve your questions. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Christian. And let's now take a few minutes to address any questions you have about WEkEOs, about what Christian talked about. You can either share them in the chat, or you can open your mic, raise your hands, and we will give you the permission to talk. So let's get it started. I'm looking to the chat and there is no questions. But participants, is there any questions you want to ask at this point? I don't see any questions, but I can start with one. So if I will be a participant and I'm just starting my hackathon journey, Christian, what do you think it will be the easiest way to, for example, pick a challenge? I know that we will talk about ideation more in the next webinar, but what will be the best way to get started if I have some knowledge about climate change in the WEkEO platform?
Right. So I guess the first question for me would be, which is the problem that I'm more interested in, or I feel the closer to me, what is the problem that worries the most and that I want to try to solve first in the first place. And then once I know that, I need to find out, what data can be more helpful for that. I would say, is it related more to the atmosphere? Is it more related to land or forests, for instance? Is it more about emergencies, about or flooding or rivers? So what is it that I'm mostly worried about, and then try to find which data sets are more applicable, perhaps within WEkEO. What I was mentioning before is that what I do as a user usually is to filter first by the type of Copernicus surveys that are available in WEkEO. My background is a lot of marine, so I usually have used the Copernicus marine environment surveys, but sometimes I've done other things on land, so I can explore on that. And then, hold on, I'm just gonna perhaps do a more hands-on or a more practical. I'm gonna try to share my screen to. I'm gonna replace the screen here. Hold on.
Maybe I need to stop sharing my screen first. I can.
Okay, I'll try that. So
Yes, I
it's
can.
perhaps more practical and also gives a view of how it works. Another thing is a problem with my application, so I don't think I'll be able to. No, because it doesn't appear, unfortunately. Well, I was going to display WEkEO Live, and I was going to show how you can filter by the different data sets and explore them. But yeah, say you wanted to do like a monitoring service for cities about air quality, then I would go and select, for instance, the atmospheric Copernicus service, and then find some data sets that talk about different gas compositions of the atmosphere or air quality. And then I would explore those data sets, see what is the resolution, the time span, whether they have projections for the next few days or they only offer past data, etc. And based on that, I could sort of tailor how I want to solve that problem that I am interested in.
Thank you so much. I will still go once again to our participants to ask if you have any additional questions, and no worries if you don't have them now and they come along the way. You can always contact us by email, and we'll share throughout this webinar also more ways to get in touch with us. But I will still give you one more chance to ask questions here if anyone wants. No? No hand raised. I would like to thank Christian so much for the presentation, for making it so clear. And all these materials will also be shared in our website if you want to revisit them later. Now,
Thank you.
since there is no more questions, thank you, Christian. I will move then forward with the next steps and what happens now that you want to join our hackathon. Oh, I have one question in the chat. In our project, we have to use the WEkEO data. One of the evaluation criteria is indeed if you use the WEkEO data. So we strongly recommend you that you will use WEkEO within your project. I don't know if that was enough. Thank you. All right. And if you have more questions throughout the webinar, you can just drop in them in the chat. We will be constantly checking in, so I will answer as they come. All right. As I mentioned, let's talk now about the hackathon. And I will start here with firstly the key steps leading to the hackathon, the registration, and we will continue then up to the moment that you are selected. First, we have here, as I mentioned, the registration period that has started already for a couple weeks, but it will go on until the 1st of December, and you have the chance to register individually and also add your submission. I strongly recommend everyone that you register and add your submission, even if you are still looking for teams. Teams or other individuals might find your submission and might find that it's interesting, and you can merge ideas. So make your application as complete as possible. After you make your submission, you are allowed to invite participants. So if you already have a team, then just send the invitation to your teammates and they can then join your project and you have a full submission. If you don't have a team, great news for you. On 28th of November, we have a matchmaking workshop where you can join and pitch your ideas and meet other individuals that are as well on board of this WEkEO Hackathon. This might be a great chance to connect with other people and maybe have more ideas if you don't have an idea for the WEkEO Hackathon. After this period, or this period will be ongoing throughout all the journey, we have also more steps for you to help you get started, or at least to help you keeping on track. We have the next webinar where we will talk much more about ideation and the development of data-driven solutions. And as Marine mentioned in the beginning, it will be already next week. And then on 1st of December, we have the registration deadline. By this time, you should present your solutions and also your ideas. Those will be critical aspects for us to evaluate if we will invite you to the hackathon or not. Even if you don't have the complete team, or at least your dream team at the moment, still make sure you put all your effort into the hackathon application, because even after we invite you for the hackathon, there is still the chance that you can find more teammates to make, the ideal team. We will have the team's selection on the 2nd of December, and at this time we will invite you to the hackathon, as well as to all the onboarding sessions that we'll be hosting. As I mentioned, after the team's selection, we still have a less chance to make your team as complete as possible. And for that, we will host a matchmaking session too. Then there will be all the onboarding period and the meet to mentor. During this onboarding period, we will give you all the guidelines on how to join the hackathon, what platforms are we using. Additionally, we will have this session where we will be meeting with the mentors for the first time prior to the hackathon, so the mentors can already provide you initial feedback that you can start working in before the hackathon. So when you come, you kind of have a landing point where to start, where to focus first. During the hackathon, you will be developing your ideas. The hackathon will be fully online, which allow us to invite everyone around the world. And you will have the support from mentors, organizers from the WEkEO team. And also you will have a chance to connect with amazing individuals. A bit about the schedule, and just to note that all the times I've been presenting are in the Central European time. So please, if you are somewhere else, make sure that you sync in with your local schedule. But we will start with the first day with the opening session, and we will have a checkpoint one right after the opening session where we try to identify what are your weakest areas and what areas you should focus at this point of the hackathon journey. After that, we will present your mentors and you are free to start hacking and the mentoring. At 8, we'll be meeting on Zoom and we will have a social booster. So we will just have an online game where we can have a bit of fun and network a bit. And then you are free to keep hacking. On the day 2, on Friday, we'll be meeting for our traditional yoga session. So make sure you join us for that, followed by the second checkpoint. And in the second checkpoint, again, we will go through what are your main needs at this point, and then we will try to matchmake you with mentors that can help you in these areas. After that, a bit after that, after lunch, we will have the pitch briefing where we will present you guidelines on how you can submit your pitch, how can you present your ideas in an easy and straightforward way for our judges. And at 2, we will be meeting with the mentors for a small virtual coffee where we will be just hanging with the mentors and kind of figuring out how can we help you best for the last part of the day. 6:30, we will have the checkpoint 3, and throughout this checkpoint 3, we will schedule calls with each team. So basically, we will go through a quick round with the teams and see if you have any final questions, if you know how to submit the pitch for the big day, if you want to reverse your pitch with us. So it will be a personal time with us that you will have a little time to make your ideas the final twist and get ready for the big day. On Saturday at 10, we have the pitch submission deadline, followed by the pitch streaming and Q&A. In the pitch streaming and Q&A, you will be presenting to the audience, to the mentors, and special to the judges, your ideas. After all the teams end, you can have a lunch, and we will be meeting again at 2 for a jury deliberation. This is between organizers and the juries, and we will come up with the winners. At 3, we are back on Zoom and we will announce the winners and closing remarks. You can find this schedule as well on our website, and we will be reminding you about this schedule throughout the process, so no need to memorize. We will also make this available for you. All right. Now let's move to the exciting part of being part of a hackathon. And one of the most exciting parts, at least for me, and I would agree that for most of us, is the opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded individuals, in this case, who share a passion for climate solutions. On this slide, we will go over on how to find and build your ideal team. I will repeat myself a bit, but I just want to make sure that this is clear. So from today onwards, you can register individually, giving your time to secure your spot and also start connecting. We are hosting a matchmaking workshop on November 28th, where you can find other participants, pitch your initial ideas, and also explore potential team members. This is a great chance to find complementary skills and perspectives that can bring your project to life. On the website, you also have the opportunity to browse through the projects and other individuals and either join their teams or invite them to join your teams. We will have the deadline to register your submission, that is the 1st of December, and make sure that you have all the inputs of your submission, your team, so we can ensure that you are eligible to join this WEkEO Hackathon. If you are still looking to strengthen your team, we will hold a second session on December 5th, and this additional workshop will help connect participants who might still be searching for team members and finalizing their ideas. Throughout this process, you can explore all the profiles in ultrahack.org in the WEkEO page. You can reach out to other participants, and we will also additionally have a Slack channel that you can discuss project ideas and build a strong competitive team. Talking about Slack, Slack will be our main communication tool for written communication. And after this webinar, everyone will get a link to join Slack. In this Slack, you will have a matchmaking channels and then a support and resource channels where you can connect with individuals. Make sure that you introduce yourself right away so everyone knows who you are, and you can also matchmake with individuals that you find interesting. Stay engaged. You will receive hackathon updates and deadlines on Slack. We will host Q&A sessions, and we'll have a channel that you can ask all your questions, and you can connect with mentors and the organizer team. So this is our hub for collaboration and support, and you will get the link after this session and also in the next slides. Finally, a quick reminder about our upcoming session next week, which will cover ideation and development. Please make sure that you register and join us to gain insights on developing your projects. We have here the QR code, and also you can find on our website the link to register. You will also get this on your email, so no rush. But if you are looking for a bit of a time to brainstorm about your ideas, working through your project, getting tips on how to form teams, or if you feel stuck, please make sure that next week you join to our next webinar, and we will make sure that all your questions will be answered, and also that we will help you find teammates. To summarize all the information I've been just, going through here, we have these next step slides. So everything is clear and simple. We have the upcoming webinar next week, and we have the first matchmaking session in about 2 weeks. We have here the Slack link and also the QR code if you want to join. And I can also now open the floor for questions if you have. Participants and users, do you have any questions? I will quickly open the chat because at the moment I can see. But yeah, any questions regarding the hackathon process, how to register?
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I have a question. How many of the total number of the applicants, like team applicants, are going for selection? So how many of, let's say, 100 of applicants are going to be selected approximately based on the previous experience? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So it's not about the number of applicants, but about the number of teams. And we have like the max spot of 20 teams for this hackathon. So somewhere between 15 to 20 will be the final number of teams, and each team has up to 5 individuals. I hope that answered to you.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? No more questions? All right. In case, can you repeat the criteria for being selected? So we will basically select you based on your submission and also your team. So if you, during your submission or some suggestions for your submission, how you will utilize the WEkEO's platform in your idea, what kind of challenge you want to tackle, and what kind of team do you have. Those will be the general criteria for being eligible to pass to the next stage. And then, of course, if you put more effort into your ideas and more details, the better for us, so we know more and you have more chances to be selected. And again, the selection criteria to be able to enter the hackathon are different from the criteria of your evaluations during the hackathon. So I just want to clarify that. You have the evaluation criteria on the website. That's how your idea is going to be evaluated throughout the hackathon. But for your idea to be selected for the hackathon, you just need to put effort into your application and add team members and make sure that you understand how the WEkEO will be used in your ideas. And that should be good enough. Any other questions?
There's another question in the chat above the other one.
True. Thank you, Marin. In a hackathon, should I focus more on presenting the problem or on how demonstrating my approach to solving it? I would definitely say that based on the criteria, it's important that you present the problem, but it's more important that you show how are you solving that problem, what kind of resources are you using, how is WEkEO implementing your solution, and how that can be used in practical terms. So important to know what problem you are solving, but really, really, really important to show how you are solving. So I would say demonstrating your approach to solving it. All right. Any other questions? No more questions. But if you have more questions and if you are too shy to open the mic or ask here in the chat, it's totally okay. You can email us, either Jana or me, or you can also ask us questions in Slack. We will answer to you within one business day. We promise to be fast, so you don't need to wait too long. And you can get your questions answered. So no worries, even if you don't feel that today you have any questions, you always have us available to answer to your concerns. Well, I think we are getting close to the end. And I will thank everyone for being here today. And if you have further questions, you know where to find us. You can also go to Ultra's Hack WEkEO page and join us on Slack to keep yourself updated. We are looking forward to seeing the amazing solutions you come up with, and good luck. I will be still here in the meeting for a couple minutes if you have any questions that you haven't come up with. But if you don't have, you are free to go and continue your amazing day. Good luck, and let's make a positive impact together. Excited to see your solutions. You?